How's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. Boys, I'm glad you dropped in today. Got a quick little project, or I hope it's going to be quick, in the shop here today. I have a floor drain in the other side of the shop, and that floor drain, when I first built the shop, I thought it'd be nice to have a floor drain, you know, for washing vehicles or something. You could just let the water drain out the floor drain. So I had the floor tapered to that floor drain, and then the drain just runs under the floor of the shop and out under the shed on the back, the lean-to shed, and just into a dry well. Well, the concept I think was not bad, you know, a good place to get rid of excess water and whatnot, but it ends up having that drain in the middle of the floor. I'm always afraid maybe of getting oils or contaminants in there and that going out into the ground. I don't want to have that. And the other thing is, when I drop parts, nuts, bolts, washers, whatever, they always go right for that drain. I think they're trying to get away. So anyways, what I'd like to do, the project today is, what I'd like to do is try to get the grate out of that drain, see if I can come up with an idea for a plug. So let's go have a look and see what I'm up against. Okay, there's the floor drain, and right now I have this, well, it used to be a mouse pad, but I put that over it just to try to keep parts from falling in there. But if I move that, there's the floor drain. Well, I'm going to try and get that out, and I've never had it out yet from the time that they built the shop. So there's concrete around the edges of it, so I'm going to try and chip that away a little bit. Alright, so I can, I've got the edge chipped away here pretty good, and if I put my crowbar in there, I can see where I can move it just a little tiny bit and I can see a crack coming along the edge. So I'm thinking if I could get something to go down under there and hook on it to pull it up, I could pull that cup right up, because I don't think this is glued in. You're not supposed to glue those in, you're supposed to be able to get them out. So because my crowbar won't fit, what I did was I went and got a couple of Allen keys, and these will fit under there. So I'm going to hook onto them with my vice grips. I've got two of them and two vice grips. Kind of make myself some grippers, and then I'll slide that in there, and try to pull up, see what happens. Oh well, look at there! How about that? It came right out, decent. Now I can access my floor drain, and hopefully the next time I'm in town, be able to find just a plug, not the grate, but the plug, so I can put that in there and plug my hole, because I'm always afraid of losing parts down there. I used to put this piece of sponge over it, which didn't do anything other than get in the way. I was afraid of oils getting in here, contaminants, and I don't want that to happen. So I think what I'm going to do is see if I can get myself a plug. See if I can get this out again. Oh yeah. These make good grate pullers. So I'm going to see if I can get myself a plug so I can put in there. Alright. Big gain, big win here today. So looking at my floor drain again, I was looking for plugs that would fit in the drain. The one I saw that might work seemed to be quite expensive. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a cover for this. I was thinking maybe just putting some sort of epoxy or something over this and plugging all the holes. But then I thought maybe I could just cut out a little metal disc to go on top of it. And I could put a couple of screws in it with retainers on the back that would go down between the grates and hold it in place. And then when I need to pull this out again, I just let the screws off a little, grab the heads of them, and I can pull it right up. So I'm going to head down that road. So I have some thin gauge steel here, just a piece of scrap. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to make a line around it. I'm going to get my shears now and try and cut this out, see how I make out. It might not work at all, this might just wrinkle all the heck on me, but we're going to try it. Alright, now after grinding the edges to make it kind of half round, just going to take a file and smooth up the burrs on this backside. Alright, let's see how that's going to fit over my grate here. It'll be on the top side, but there's enough of a lip all the way around that I think it might work. So I need to come up with a way to connect this cover that I made to the grate. So I thought I was going to put 2 screws in it, and that way it would keep it from twisting. But then I thought maybe just 1 screw might work better. So I made this little plate for the inside. It's just, I don't know, 1/8, 1/16 or something steel. So I thought I'd drill a hole in there and then put a screw. I have a screw here, and put a screw through the cap, through here, and into the plate. My concern is that when I'm tightening it up, this is going to spin around inside, right? Because I mean, it's a circle. You can't put an oblong shape in there, or else it won't fit if I put the hole in the middle. So I'm going to try to drill 1 hole in the center of this and set it up that way. But if I find that this spins around too much and won't tighten, then I'll go with my 2 screw option. So that just means there'll be 3 holes in this plate, and that's not a big deal. So I'm going to set in the middle of this, I'm going to put just a center punch here. So I have a 1024 screw that I want to put in this, so I have a 1024 tap. So we're going to try and tap this hole out now. Because this is a tapered tap, I'm running it quite a ways down to make sure that I get good threads cut the whole thickness of the piece. All right. Now what I have to do is, because this 1024 screw won't fit exactly between these grates, I'm going to just get the rat tail file or the chainsaw file and just put a couple of rubs just at these marks right here, just to open that gap up a little bit and help center the screw. Something like this, if I can get it in there. Doesn't take much. Just to make that spot a little bigger, and now the screw fits in there perfect. Okay, next step is I need to drill a hole through the center here of my cover. Alright, to hold this disc from spinning around, I'm just going to put a clamp on the end of it here. Because that disc is so thin, I'm afraid that if it moves on me while I'm drilling it, it'd slice my finger right off, so I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't have many fingers left. See if we can get this set up good on that center mark. And my clamp is clear in the chuck, so I'm good that way. So let's try this. But what I'm thinking I might like to do to make this more waterproof is put a rubber seal around the edge of this. Wouldn't that look nice? And then maybe paint it. So I have some rubber here from an inner tube. I think that would make a good seal against the floor. So I'm going to put my disc right here. And then I'm going to cut around it with the knife. And you don't have to be exact with this, but okay. So I think that would make a good seal to pull down on that. What do you think? That might keep any fluids from seeping in under this lip. So we sanded down with sandpaper on both sides, so just going to put a little bit of paint on it. I have some black enamel here. Oh, we should paint the top of the screw. What do you think? Why not? There now. Okay, here's our disc all painted up. It's the next day now. I let this dry good overnight, try to minimize the amount of scratches I put in it, at least while I'm building it, so that doesn't look too bad. Pretty shiny, but anyway, there it is. Keep it scratches to a minimum. I'm going to put it down here on this paper towel. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to glue this rubber piece that I cut out. I'd like to glue that right on there. Let's try it. So I have some Elmer's Craft Bond spray-on cement. This stuff works pretty good, eh? Okay, so the way this Craft Bond works, or the way it seems to work best for me, I'll spray a coat on here, spray a coat on here, let it sit for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, then come back, stick them together, and it'll stick good. Okay, it's about 15 minutes later. This is tacky to touch, so that's what we're looking for, I think. So I don't know the best way to do this. I'm going to try and lay this on here. Oops. The thing is, as soon as it touches, it sticks, right? So you have to kind of get it almost right first time. That was pretty close until I took my hand away. Here, that doesn't look too bad. I'll put a little weight on it. An old battery here, plop, there we go. Okay, this has been sitting here for long enough, I think. Let's have a look and see how we made out. Well, our rubber seal is stuck on there pretty decent, I'd say. I have to poke a hole in this, so I'm looking for the middle. I think it's right there. No, it's not. It's right there. No, it's not. It's right there. No, it's not. Where the hell is the middle? There is no middle. There it is. That was hard to find. Okay, now I'm going to put the screw in there. Now that goes in there. And then I'm going to thread this part on the back. Something like that. Now what I want to do is, I want to put that screw on there. I'm going to unscrew this until it's just about at the end, like that. Now I'm going to wail on this with the hammer to try to peen the end of that screw over. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want this to unscrew. Alright, I think that's got her. Okay. Yeah, I put the cloth under there so I wouldn't lose my black paint on the screw, but that didn't work. But anyway, there we have it. And this screw now is just, there's two uses for this screw. One is to hold the cap on, and the other is, when it comes time to pull this plug out, I'll loosen that off a little bit so I get the vice grips on that, and then just pull up on it and the plug should come out. Let's go put it in the floor, see how it works. Alright, clean this up kind of halfway decent. So now this should fit in here again. Hopefully I never deformed that. And that goes in there, and then this can kind of move around a little bit till it gets more or less centered in the hole. Tighten that up, and then that should pull down around that rubber and help it seal better if I ever want to get the floor drain back again. My vice grips on here and pull up. Like that. and the floor drain opens. How about that? It's pretty impressive, I have to say. There, Nannie just come in. Nannie, what do you think of my new floor drain cover?
Looks good. You can drive over it without it sticking up you.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I like it. Well, if nothing else, that floor drain is shiny, at least for now. But I think it's going to work all right. That metal cover is thin enough so that it wouldn't impede anything going across the floor, like if I'm driving over it with the tractor or something. Should be good that way. And I think with the rubber backing on it, it's an additional seal of preventing fluids from getting down the drain, or at least slowing them up. If I spill oil or something and it runs towards that drain, I hope that this rubber seal that's around it will be there good enough so I can mop up, you know, the oil and get it away from the drain before I would pull the drain out to get access into the drain to see if there's any got down the drain. So anyways, I think it's going to work out all right. I like it. So thanks for watching. I'm glad you dropped in. I hope this maybe gives you some ideas on some of the problems maybe you're wrestling with in your shop, maybe how you can come up with a solution. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks a lot for dropping by. I'm sure glad you're here. Don't forget, thumbs up me, leave me some comments, tell me what you thought of this video. And thanks to my regular viewers too for tuning in. You're so great, and I know you'll thumbs up me. Hope you all have a great week.